What is going on? Job here, and welcome to the Vedder Inside the Waistband holster review. This isn't going to be too crazy long, but I finally received my Vedder Inside the Waistband Kydex holster. I am right-handed, so it sits on my right side. I draw with my right. This is kind of a comparison video. So my first inside the waistband holster for my Glock 48 was the We the People. Now, looking at them, they look virtually indistinguishable. And the Vedder is even a little bit longer than my We the People. You might think that causes some concealment problems. For me, absolutely not. This is a more comfortable holster, and I will explain why. So with my We the People, I have my Glock 48 here for demonstration. So it does have the magazine is fully loaded. That's only for weight purposes. I have not chambered around. I am not going to chamber around. So we are going to place that in there. So one of the problems I had with my We the People is that yes, it is molded for a Glock 48. However, one of the issues, and I really didn't think it was that big of an issue until I tested my Vedder holster, is how loosely, and to be safe, we're just gonna take the magazine out entirely. One of the issues I had was that the Glock 48 does not sit super securely in the We the People holster. With the Vedder, it is perfect. There is a click in, but it is not so tight to where you're going to be stripping off the paint of your firearm. It is not so loose to where it's going to be bouncing up and down like the We the People holster. My firearm is aimed not at my leg, it's tilted away. So it's not popping in and out like the We the People holster. It is a perfect fit for my Glock 48. And then we go back to the We the People. It's popping out of the holster. Now, one of the things I like better, this might just be personal preference, but material-wise, the clip on the We the People is plastic, and the clip on the Vedder LightTuck, which is, if we're being more specific, that's the name, is aluminum, some sort of metal. It also is harder to pull up, the clip, than the We the People. The We the People just, it's still tough, but this clip just feels more durable. But if you look at them again, they look the same, but I promise you the Vedder, for me at least, is just a little bit better because this is not a flush fit. It's molded for my Glock 48. However, this is an absolutely perfect fit. It's not going to bounce around. It's not going to jiggle. It's going to be secure. And we're going to put it on with the magazine in, with the weight, and we're gonna test it that way. So we're gonna put this. I have my next belt. Yes, I do a Penix carry. No round in the chamber. We are being safe. This is just for weight. Finger is off the trigger the entire time. Sorry about my hairy stomach. And this fits like a dream. This feels really, really good. If I'm to move up and down or jump, the firearm is not jiggling out of the holster. It is staying in place. Like the We the People, it would be bouncing right now, but it is not. It is not moving. It is secure in the holster. And this feels really, really good. Sorry, you saw my stomach again. This feels really, really good. It's flush. I can sit down with it. Yeah, I could actually ride with this in my car versus the We the People. The We the People gets it, like, jabs in my stomach. I think the more perfect fit with the Vedder holster allows for more comfortable, just being more comfortable. The gun's not going to bounce and pinch your stomach. And we will try this with the We the People holster now. Again, we're being safe with the firearm the entire time. Unlike the Vedder, with the We the People holster, you cannot adjust the angle of the clip. With the Vedder, you can adjust it to different angles to how you want to draw, so it'll fit you. That's another plus with the Vedder. The clip also with the We the People does not sit flush with my belt, even though this is a 1.5 belt and this is a 1.5 clip. Again, finger off the trigger. We are being safe. And as you can see with the We the People, it doesn't sit or click, it just jiggles. So it's not secure in there at all. Ow, actually pinched my, so yeah, this We the People holster is not, it is not it. For me at least. Let me sit down with this, we'll test it that way. Yeah, it digs in my, for some reason the We the People digs in my thigh. The Vedder is just much more comfortable. Yeah, this is a solid holster. Again, I'm doing the magazine is full for weight purposes so I can get a proper idea. This is basically my first time properly wearing it with a full mag. Sit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is, oh man. There's a slight difference, I think, in the top of the We the People that for me, with my body type, it does not, it digs into my thigh. I'm sitting here comfortably. Oh man, I could sit here all day with this holster. This is a really, really good holster. This is better than my We the People. So we are going to safely secure my firearm. We're going to take one last look at the holster here. I think this is OD green color. Color doesn't matter. It's the IWB inside the waistband LightTuck. And yeah, so with the We the People, there's this angle. As you can see, there's this drop off. This is rounded, and I think that's what's poking me, is this is more of a sharp edge where this is rounded. I mean, they're really taking into consideration every factor with the holster, with it being comfortable and concealable. Also, the clip is so much smaller on the Vedder. Same length of the clip. I think this is a 1.5. This is a 1.5, but it's way thinner. It's just less plastic, less stuff to wear, which does add up over time. One thing, and I'm not going to draw on video, one thing that I noticed, I didn't realize how big of an improvement it made, but having your firearm perfectly fit your holster versus it bouncing around in a poorly made or cheaper holster makes a world of difference of how quickly you can draw your firearm. I practiced drawing my Glock with the Vedder, and I was so much faster with it. It was almost scary how faster I was. And I'm sure that's due to when you're these micro body movements that you're doing, the Glock isn't jiggling around, your firearm isn't moving. So when you have a holster that secures and holds onto the firearm with just enough pressure, it's not moving, and your hand goes right to where it needs to go and you draw. Versus the small little movements up and down with the We the People holster, I would have to like micro manage my hands and like my fingers. It would take longer. So that is the Vedder LightTuck inside the waistband holster. This thing, It's so simple. It is so simple. It's got a couple screws. It's got the clip. It weighs absolutely nothing. I think this is slightly heavier than the We the People, but that doesn't change it being more or less comfortable with one holster or the other. This is just by testing this out, sitting here and using it in my home, this is already leagues better than the We the People, just with those small fine details, holding the firearm better, it being more secure, it not stabbing me in the leg. I could wear this for days and not even notice. It's really well made. This is a phenomenal holster.